Free. Bed. You have to go all the way on. So this is something that you can do when you have some downtime. Put the bed between you and where you're going to throw the treat. Now he could get off if he wants. Nothing gets paid unless you see those front paws are back on that bed. Now he may get frustrated and start vocalizing, so try not to make it too frustrating. And the reason I'm feeding multiple treats on the bed is because I want to increase the value of being on the bed as the biggest reward. So I'll start to also increase the amount of time in between treats on the bed. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Before I toss a treat, I say the word free. The toss of the treat is really just to get him off the bed. Free. As he's coming back, I'll say the word. Bed. There you go. So the first attempt, he was only halfway. We're only going to pay what we want, which is this down behavior on the bed. Not halfway on or off the bed, pause or on the bed. We're going to be strict to be clear. And from being clear, he'll start to know what works and what doesn't. Now he can try and jump up and get a treat from you or pet from you and everything like that. Like for example, if I have my hand out here, he can try this out. There's only one thing that works, it's that. So, anytime he makes the right decision, he gets a treat. But he can still try other things. That's called extinction. So he gets off the bed looking for the treat. I may give a little bit of a punisher by making him wait before the next treat. I don't want to chain in any type of superstitious behavior of doing something wrong to then get a treat right after doing something right. So I take a little treat. Oh, you know that word? I'll toss it behind him after I say the word. I don't want to be anywhere near, and you don't need to do that, buddy. Free. Bed. Right now he still doesn't know what the word means. That's why we're loading up the behavior with this word. So we only say the word when we're pretty sure he's about to do it. Right now he's standing. Hard to tell, right? So I was about to lift down my hand to give him a treat. He pops up. He has to maintain the behavior. Another thing I want to say is that treats are level to his nose or underneath his chin to promote this down behavior. If you start feeding up here, he'll start to pop up, as you may be able to see. So I'm only going to let go of this treat once he does that. Everything's about consistency. Yeah, a couple more treats ready. Free. Bed. You know, there's like the paw's airborne. Not off the mat, I meant. Here you go. You see how he even like scooted his butt back to make sure that all paws were on the bed. So we'll just continue to do this. he can try doing everything else, and he'll start to see that going after the treat doesn't matter. The treat can be right here. Start to notice what we stay consistent with is what he'll start to learn. Even with temptation really close by. There you go. You can try it out. It's still not going to work. You want to try? You can see how there's now built-in superstitious chain. I pop your hand with my nose. You see how quickly superstitious chains can occur. To us, they're a superstitious chain, but to him, it's part of a trick, part of a behavior now. There you go. So you see that time there was more hesitance, the extinction. That hesitance is the extinction of the behavior of bopping my hand with his nose. There's only one thing that pays here. We're showing him the relevance. There's only one thing that's relevant, and that is if you maintain position on bed. Free. Bed. Entirely on the bed. Wait for him to complete the behavior. He can try out other things. Just constantly trying out what works and what doesn't. You're noticing too, I'm not repeating the word. His paws are a little bit off. I'm going to wait to see if he'll move back a little bit on his own. But I'm not repeating the word because the word is a green light to perform the behavior to get reinforcement. So again, I'm going to now watch for any type of frustration. I don't want to chain in any type of barking. I'll let him figure it out. If he does start to bark or do any of those things, I'm going to ignore it. There you go. He needs to try out those things. It's all part of the learning process. As he tries those out, sees they do not pay, he starts to learn that it's a wasted amount of energy. There you go. Free. Bed. Said a little bit early that time because I wanted to see if it actually was relevant to him, the word. As you can tell, it isn't. He does the behavior very well, but he hasn't made a connection between the word and the behavior itself. Bed. So we want to say, to give the cue, right at the moment before he makes the decision to go and lay down on that bed. Free. Bed. I would also suggest doing this in different locations. Right now, I'm sitting in your computer chair, as you can kind of tell from your office. But I would try this out in different areas that you're going to have the bed. Right now, you can see the bed is not in its goal location, probably. It's got to be in that corner. But right now, I just want him to realize that it's the bed that's important. It's not the location. Free. Oops. Well, this has got to be new. He has to then back up to get it. See, this is where... Yeah, you see? He could have laid down next to me, but he's starting to realize that it's on this bed that's making... This is what I was trying to talk about before, is the positioning of where you're going to start tossing the treats is going to differ. So rather than behind him, I may then say, free, and toss it in the corner there. Bed. There you go, buddy. If he quits and starts to do something else, doesn't want to do this behavior anymore, that's completely fine. But he's pretty resilient. He's pretty work savvy. So we gotta push it when we can. Free. Bed. There you go. It's figuring out the relevance of the word, of the behavior, what pays, what doesn't. He was actually trying to lay down on my foot. Free. Bed. Oh, look at that smarty pants. There you go. There you go. Alright, we're done, buddy. We're done. We're done. Free. All done.